Hi, everyone, and welcome today, April 15th, to our weekly webinar. Angela and myself, we're so happy and excited to be here with you. Thank you for giving us this space just with yourselves and also at your home. Make sure to have either a notebook, pencil, somewhere to write down everything that we're going to be learning today. Angela has prepared this amazing presentation, so let's say hi to Angela. Hi, Angela. Welcome.
Hello, thank you, Cynthia. Welcome. We're at the midway point of April. We're here to give you some ideas to help grow your business and add a few special things to your to-do list. Let's get started. Let's see, you can see my screen. Everything's up and ready. Okay, so our agenda today, we are going to talk about a little spotlight on two products that are great for relaxation. These are two of our more intense blends that are really wonderful because they really have a big impact on our emotions, right? They're these intense aromas that our brain does not ignore easily, and they work so well. So Harmony Plus and Zen Meditation will be going over those, how they're alike, how they're different, what oils they contain, things like that. Then we're going to continue working on selling these blends, but with those direct product links. So we'll have another challenge going on with that. And then for prospecting today, we're going to work on a few things that are kind of related to our habits, and talk about what is holding us back. So we'll talk about the 3 Ps, some differences between motivation and willpower, things like that, and ways to change your habits a little bit at a time to feel more successful and consistent in your not only your prospecting game, but your sales game, everything. And then we're going to wrap it up too with some social media tips of just how to let your personality shine via stories in Instagram and Facebook. And we'll wrap it up with a few time-sensitive reminders as well. So our spotlight today, like I said, is Harmony Plus and Zen Meditation. Let us know in the chat if you own both of these already or one or the other. How you like them when you use them. We'd love to hear from you in the chat. Get those fingers ready for our challenge and trivia and raffles later on, right? So get your fingers going in that chat. Good job. I see Jennifer and Lisa in there already. Good. So yes, a lot of us own both of these because we know that stress is a big deal. And these are a great way to feel more balanced and grounded. So when we're talking about Harmony Plus, we are looking at a blend that I would say its standout aroma is lemongrass, but we have kind of like this herbal citrus blend with citronella and peppermint, and then lime, lemon, and orange. So it's a really fresh aroma. I love this in my kitchen and in my workspace, and it's really stimulating, right? So it's designed to help us feel grounded, but it also stimulates our brain in a lot of positive ways, and helps us get through the day. So like I said, I love this in my kitchen because my kitchen can be sometimes a mindful place for me and sometimes a stressful place for me. And it smells really clean and fresh and stimulates my brain and helps me move through my day in a more positive way. So Harmony Plus will help you recover your center and balance, return to that sense of inner peace and order, face moments and projects with energy, joy, and optimism. So great to have around the household and in your workspace, to free ourselves from stagnation, lack of desire when we feel kind of stuck or in a rut. It helps us to better relate to oneself and others, to feel less conflictive and just feel a little bit happier, right? Those citrus oils are really helpful for that. Smile more, create favorite surroundings that are great for conversation. So since it gets you kind of in this harmonious sense, it's great for get-togethers as well. It helps stimulate your creativity, stimulates feelings of security, concentration, and even to recover our sense of well-being in the face of illness. So these are all it's a very popular blend because it can be used for so many different things. It smells wonderful. To a lot of different noses, this is going to be very agreeable, because it's so fresh and light. But I would say for my nose, at least, lemongrass is definitely a standout aroma in this one. So for directions, since this is a used blend, there are lots of different ways to use it. You can do 5 drops in a burner or diffuser with about 100 mils of water. You can put a drop on a tissue and put it over your face, rest and inhale for 5 minutes. 6 drops in 10 mils of Aroma Blends Mist to spray in the room, on your bedding, etc. You can also, since it's a blend, you can take a drop of this because our blends can be used in small amounts, which means like 1 or 2 drops, directly on the skin. So you can take a drop on the palm of your hand and you can apply it to your temples, to the nape of your neck. You can put it under your nose right here as well, and inside your wrists. Oh, it smells so good. I could just bathe in this stuff. And rub it on the palm of your hands to do that quick, to get the molecules in the air and breathe in the aroma. I've been doing spring cleaning and it feels like my house is so much cleaner now just having this in the space, right? So, so very clean and fresh aroma. You can also put 3 to 5 drops of this in a foot bath or an immersion bath, or 3 to 5 drops in a tablespoon of AromaBenz body lotion for a massage. Lots of different ways to use these blends. But that's a good thing that a lot of people kind of forget, is that used blends can be used in small amounts, meaning 1 or 2 drops directly on the skin, on those energy points on the palm of your hand for that quick aromatherapy. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so the other blend that we want to talk about today is Zen Meditation. Now, this is another intense aroma, which I think is so necessary sometimes when we're trying to battle stress. We're trying to calm down and feel more grounded, because your brain gets kind of all over the place. We get like circular thoughts. We can't really slow our brain down. And having an intense aroma, really, it's your brain can't ignore it, and it brings you back to the present, right? So this is really helpful in that sense. This is a blend that's great for in the morning to start your day with calm and mental clarity. If you have maybe a really busy morning routine, you're trying to get a bunch of kids ready for school or something like that. If you tend to have, that stressors are coming in the morning, start your day off with this to kind of prepare yourself for those stressors that are to come. This is great during work or studies. If you feel stressed or overwhelmed during the day, you can use this to find your focus and reduce anxiety. When you're taking just a moment of pause for yourself during the day to just kind of get recentered, you can use this to take deep breaths and recharge your energy. In moments of high stress, you can use this to calm yourself and maintain your composure. Before going to bed, so that your brain stops spinning, right? Like when you get those like circular thoughts or your brain just races, this is going to help your brain calm and help you relax so you can fall asleep. And during moments of creativity, if you want to create a peaceful environment where you're trying to be focused on the present and stimulate your imagination, this can also be really great in your workspace. And so now you can adjust the use of Zen meditation according to your preferences and needs throughout the day. But again, it's another really multi-purpose blend. These are both made to help us feel calm and centered and balanced. But I would say Harmony is a little bit more stimulating and Zen meditation is a little bit more calming. Does that make sense? And when we look at the aromas, they're also different. So whereas Harmony Plus is citrus herbal, yeah, with that lemongrass aroma that really stands out, the Zen meditation blend has 19 different essential oils. And I would say the standout aroma for my nose is patchouli. And then you get this really nice citrus spice and herbal aroma in there. So think of like clove, cinnamon, ginger, right? Like a lot of those aromas give it that spicy note. Patchouli is definitely a standout aroma that makes your brain really attend to that. And then we have some florals like lavender, and then lots of citrus, blood orange, bitter orange, lemon, orange, bergamot, etc. So it's a really nice blend. But I would say that's definitely more like patchouli spice with a little citrus. Yeah. So make sure that you're able to describe these to your customers, especially if you don't own them. Hopefully this helps you be able to demonstrate their uses and talk about their uses. Even if you don't own it yet, I highly recommend you try it. But that way you have some information to go off of. Okay. Now, the use of this is very similar since it's a used blend. You can put it in a diffuser or a burner. You can use it in one of our carriers for a body massage. You can add it to a bath or a foot bath, but it is a used blend that can be used 1 or 2 drops directly on the skin as well for quick aromatherapy. So they're very similar in their uses. Now, when we compare the two, they are both designed to help us feel better in moments of stress or chaos, right? Think of Harmony Plus as more of a stimulating blend, Zen meditation more of a calming blend, but both are designed to help us feel more present and grounded and great for meditation, things like that. So they're both designed to help us feel calm, grounded, great for meditation, but the aromas are different and their effects are slightly different. But I highly recommend we all have them in our homes and share it with a lot of people. Let them smell it because their brain is going to react so much to these more intense aromas that work so well. So any questions, go ahead and let us know in the chat. But I do see a lot of testimonials in the chat already that we love them. So I'm happy to hear from you all. And I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. We have a lot of stress in our lives. We have to manage it well, right? Okay, so today we're going to continue on with this challenge we've been working on of sharing direct product links for different products. Today we're going to practice finding the links for these different blends, Harmony Plus or Zen Meditation, and getting a direct product link to those from our shopping site, from our personal website. We go into shopping and we're going to send those direct links right to Seisar right now. So if you have two devices available, like if you're watching me on your phone, grab your computer, or if you're watching me on your computer, grab your phone. Either way will work. You can get your consultant, or not your consultant app, a browser ready. Sorry, not a consultant app. Get a browser up and ready like Chrome, Safari, Edge, whatever you have, so that you can follow along with us in this portion. So we're going to a browser and we are getting our personal website pulled up. So for me, it's use-usa.com/Wisconsin. You can have whatever your handle is, go to your personal website and click on, or check that it's yours with your name on it and click on shop. And in previous examples, we've used different tabs on our shopping website. We've done sets, we've done promos and offers. It really just depends. You can use the search bar. Today, I'm just going to show you like what your customers might see. If they're looking for aromatherapy essential oils, when they click on that tab, they're going to see an option that's called blends. And this is where you can find these as well. So you can go ahead and follow along with me on that. And on my website, I chose to open up Harmony. It's the first one I talked about. So, and if you want a different one, you can always use a search bar and grab something else. That's totally fine. But we're going to use either Harmony Plus or Zen Meditation. So look up either one of those two from our spotlight. Click on the product so that you're actually opening the page with just that product on it. And you should be here. Let me know in the chat, like, slow down. But I know we've done this so many weeks, I don't want to go too slow for you either. Okay, so so now that we have the specific product or set up, pulled up on that exact page on our shopping site, now is the time to click on the URL up at the top. And then you should be able to copy it, right? So if you're on your computer, you can Control-C, go into your chat with Seisar or your text with Seisar and Control-V, that's fine. Those of you who contact Seisar on WhatsApp, remember that you can go to WhatsApp Web to have that pulled up on your computer as well. WhatsApp Web, and you just link it from your phone with like a QR code, and it's great. You can have it on your computer, in your browser, as well as on your app on your phone, which is really helpful. Okay, so we copy our URL. If you're on your phone, you just click it and you'll have a little option that pops up of like copy paste. Click copy, take it over to a message to Seisar and paste. Okay, there's his information. If you need it, again, you can send a link for either Harmony or Zen Meditation. You do not need to send both. Okay, email it to him if you'd like, or send it right to his work number. Give me a minute, and I'm going to set a timer. I see some of you are already done. I'm going to set a little timer again with some nice relaxing music. If you are already done with yours, if you've already sent it to Seisar, take those same direct product links and put them in your notes, or take them over to Bitly if you want to shorten them, and that would be something to do during these 2 minutes if you're already done. I'm doing it with you here. I'm on my phone on my browser. Remember that we do this from a browser instead of our app so that we can get a URL. That's how we get a direct product link. It has to be in a browser, not the consultant app for this particular use. 30 more seconds. Remember to take it over to your notes or somewhere as well, or bit.ly to shorten it if you'd like, so that you keep a list. And as you're posting about these this month, it's easy to reference them. Okay. Cesar, I hope you got a whole bunch. And remember to share the replay of our training with your team and with other consultants so that they can take part in the challenge as well, and try to earn that free product that we're including in these challenges each week. Okay, so let's move on to what is our special challenge for the webinar this week. So we want you to sell at least one. Now notice this bar is totally manageable. Sell at least one Harmony Plus or Zen meditation via a direct product link to your shopping site. And you're going to receive the Marigold Travel Size Cream for free. Thank you, Cesar and Cynthia. Yes. So copy your direct product link for Harmony Plus or Zen meditation. Send it to Cesar now so that he knows you're taking part in this challenge. Otherwise, if you just randomly sell one and you don't send it to him today, he's not going to know that you were like doing it for the challenge. Yeah. Okay. So send it to him. Sell at least one Harmony Plus or Zen meditation with that direct product link, and then receive that free Marigold cream. Remember that these challenges go from Monday to Thursday, so work hard on promoting those products these next 4 days, okay? This includes orders placed through your direct link on your personal website, on your shopping site, and also orders placed by PCC members because they shop through their own route, right? But it excludes spot orders and it excludes personal consultant orders. So that means if someone's like, hey, I want a Harmony Plus or whatever, have them buy it through your website versus you just ordering it and taking it to them to practice this new skill as much as possible. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it, friends. We got this. Marigold cream is so nice to have for like chapped hands and stretch marks and things like that. So it's a really good thing to have on hand for skincare as well. Okay, so then we're going to move on to our prospecting tips. Please take some notes on this and do a little bit of reflecting during this section because I feel like this is so important for all of us, what we're talking about today. So we're going to talk about what is holding you back. So do you ever feel like you have these big goals that we can't get them accomplished sometimes? We're going to talk about some key aspects of who we are and how our brain works that tend to hold us back. Okay, so just a reminder, prospecting is when we're making contact with new people that we haven't been in a current sales conversation with to see if they're a good fit to be a customer or consultant on our team, etc. And today we're going to talk about 2 particular mindsets that are necessary to be successful in sales, which are being relentless and systematic and efficient. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what is holding us back. Now, a lot of times when we start a new project, like you start your used business or something like that, you start off with a motivator, right? Your motivator is the reason you want to achieve something, the reason you joined used, the reason you want to reach a certain sales goal. You have a motivator. I want to pay my car. I want to pay my car payment. I need this extra income for a trip that's coming up. Right? You have like a motivator that sparks, and that's like the match, right? It's going to spark action and get you started on your journey. So it's probably your motivator is probably the reason why you joined Yoast in the first place, however long ago that was, right? Now, then that sparks, action. That's the match that lights the candle. The candle is your willpower. Now that is a little bit different. That is your ability to control your actions, your reactions, your habits, your urges to do things or not do things in order to achieve something, even when it's difficult. That is your willpower, the power that you have over your will, right? It's like a muscle that we need to exercise. We need to practice to make it stronger. I can't go into the gym and start lifting like 50-pound dumbbells if I've never been in the gym before, right? I have to start a little at a time and work out those muscles. I don't think I'm ever going to do 50-pound dumbbells, but you have to work it like a muscle, a little bit at a time, gradually, so that you can really achieve things. And you can't just expect it to make your life goals happen on its own. It is something that you need to practice and work on. So just remember that your motivation is not always enough to make things happen. We need this combination of the motivator that gets you started and sparks you into action, that lights the match and lights the candle. The candle is your willpower. And however strong that willpower is, that's how big your candle is, right? So like if you have a lot of willpower, your motivator is going to be able to work through that much longer without you giving up, because you have that willpower to make things happen. If you have low willpower and you're not working on making it any stronger, your candle is going to be a little shorty candle that burns out quickly. So these are really important for any time we are setting goals and trying to make things happen, especially in sales, especially in a business, right? So let's talk about some of the major issues that tend to hold us back when we're talking about achieving these goals, right? What are the things that are affecting our willpower, that are like poking the bear, right? That are making this really tricky. This can be categorized by the 3 P's that tend to be things that hold us back in prospecting and in sales. So the first is procrastination. When we put things off and oh, I'll get to that later, etc. Procrastination. Perfectionism, where we are kind of slow to get started because we're worried, oh, this isn't perfect, I'm not prepared enough, so I'm not going to do it until I, and we kind of my mom would say diddle daddle. We kind of mess around trying to get everything perfect before we just do it, and it takes too long. And then paralysis. Now, paralysis means like when we're over analyzing, overthinking about things, and we stop and we get like frozen because we are over analyzing instead of taking action. So let me know in the chat if any of these are already ringing a bell to you, that you're like, oh yeah, that is a struggle for me. And in the meantime, I'm going to share a little bit more about what each one looks like. So when we talk about procrastination, it usually means that we're trying to accomplish a really big task all at once. And, we're trying to eat like the whole sandwich in one bite versus one bite at a time, right? So we want to, oh, I want to be a wellness ambassador right now, but I want to do it right now, today, in this moment, instead of selling every day until I get there, right? So that's kind of what the big stressor tends to look like that causes us to procrastinate. We're trying to take on a big task all at once without dividing it into smaller chunks and doing it one step at a time. Trying to do that leads to stress, frustration, and usually failure, which can be very demotivating, right? So once we start feeling like that, like, oh, that's a big task, I'm not ready for that, we start pushing it off. We say, oh, I'll get around to it, I'll do it tomorrow, oh, I'll do that after whatever, and then my time runs out and I don't get to it. So when a task feels too big, we tend to procrastinate on it. Or if a task feels too difficult or something that doesn't come very naturally to us, again, we tend to push it off until later. It's very easy. It's human nature, but there is no reward in procrastination, right? Maybe you get to watch another episode of your favorite show, but in terms of your goals, there is no reward, right? So this is really important to think about breaking things down a little at a time. We need the self-discipline in all those little choices we make every day about how we structure our time, all those little choices that we make, so that we can accomplish our big goals, but in small ways, a little at a time. Okay. And the bottom line for prospecting with procrastination is that we need to prospect every day. We can't say that we're going to push off prospecting and do it once a week. It's not going to be enough. So you have to take time to reach out and make new contacts, meet new people every day. Otherwise, it's going to keep getting pushed down on your to-do list, on your priority list, because it tends to be difficult or out of our comfort zone. Okay. Now, the next item is perfectionism. I'm guilty of this one all the time. It's such a struggle. And my husband watches me because he does not deal with this. And he's like, why is this taking you so long? I'm like, because it's not right yet. So this is definitely a struggle. It causes a lot of neurosis for a lot of us. So this is when we take too much time to set something up versus just doing it, right? So this is me wasting my time getting things super set up in just the right way. I'm doing really meticulous research. I'm taking too many notes in too many places. I'm organizing list after list. I'm doing all these things instead of just picking up my phone and talking to people, right? Like sometimes we just spend too much time on the setup trying to make everything perfect before we get started, and we lose all those minutes that we had allotted for prospecting, okay? This really has some major effects on our efficiency. If you have 60 minutes to spend to make new contacts for your business and you spend 30 of them getting set up, you've wasted half of your time. And that's not to say that getting ready for something is a waste of time, but you have to be efficient about it, and it doesn't always have to be perfect. Just do it. So this, I just, again, important note, preparing before a prospecting call or a prospecting message or a prospecting email, whatever it tends to be, is not a bad thing. It just should be done in advance. So like if you're preparing to talk to someone and you're trying to prepare like kind of what to say or what that sticking point might be, what might help them get over their sticking point, things like that, do that in advance. Like in your earlier work hours or things like that, so that during your prime golden hours when you can actually get people on the phone or answering you and having those conversations with you, you're not like wasting those minutes getting prepared during that time. Does that make sense? And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to know a person's whole biography before you can talk to them about what you have to offer. Okay, so we want to do a good job, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Try to make sure that you're using your minutes wisely and not too meticulously on the prep work, and try to do that prep work in advance so that your prime time when you can actually get a hold of people, you're using it to talk to people. Okay. And this is just a good quote about perfectionism, but this is from Carolyn Gregoire in a Huffington Post article. She says, the great irony about perfectionism is that while it's characterized by an intense drive to succeed, it can be the very thing that prevents success. So if you have a brain that's very prone to this, like very detail-oriented brain that can slow you down sometimes, just remember that it could be a barrier and it's something that we can work through. Just like I said, working that muscle one at a time, reminding yourself that it doesn't all have to be perfect before you take action. Okay. And then the last P that we want to talk about is paralysis. They call it paralysis from analysis, when you overanalyze and overthink about things. So this is when your brain starts to say, you're prepping to talk to someone about the used opportunity or about becoming a customer, and all of a sudden you get paralyzed by this overanalysis and questioning in your brain of like, what if I do this and it doesn't work, and what should I do if this happens, and will I be able to say this if they don't want to do that? Like we start questioning ourselves and getting kind of lower self-esteem, and that affects the whole vibe during our prospecting conversations, and it paralyzes us where we're overthinking things and we don't take action. So instead of taking action and rolling with whatever may come, we become frozen, worried about this never-ending list of what ifs, which can obviously be a problem. So what are some big ways that we can change our habits and disrupt these 3 Ps? The first thing is focus on just making that first phone call or that first message, that first email, whatever you're doing on that day for prospecting. Phone call is a great way to start. Focus on making that first contact and then move on to the next one. Don't worry about the list of 100 that you have planned for the day. Like just start with one, and that's a way to get over that procrastinating bubble. Again, you're not trying to eat the whole sandwich in one bite. It's one bite at a time. Right. So one step at a time, just start with that first phone call and just then you worry about the next one. Okay. Just do it and let the what ifs take care of themselves. You're a smart person. You're here with us learning things every week. You can handle it, and you will have enough product information and tools to be going in and having these conversations. Have some resources available if you feel like you want to have something for a quick lookup, etc. But you've got this. Okay. Remind yourself that not every prospect will be a good fit. A no, you're going to hear no sometimes. It's one step closer to your next yes. And statistically, let's see, the last time I looked at these statistics, it was like expect 20 no's to 1 yes, or 19 no's to 1 yes. And that's okay. That's part of the process. But that's why we have to use our time efficiently, and make sure that we're finding quality prospects to reach out to. Okay. Except that your mind may resist doing this, right? It's going to naturally resist trying new things, exploring the unknown. It's a natural response. But in response to that, consider working with a coach or a partner. It could be a used consultant. It could be your leader from used. It could be sometimes it's Cesar, sometimes it's Cynthia, sometimes whoever you need to be able to coach you through and push you out of your comfort zone. Reach out to someone else to get you over that hump of where your brain resists this. And just believe in your motivators, believe in your willpower that you can work and exercise that muscle a little at a time and make it stronger. And just believe in your ability to get better one step at a time. So I think about this makes me think about my husband and I wake up early in the morning, and it was not an easy transition for us. And I had to do all these little things to get there, right? So I had my motivators. I knew why we had to get up early to exercise, to have some work time, to whatever, right? So I knew why, but my willpower was a struggle because sometimes I just wanted to stay in bed. So I'd be like, okay, so I know it's cold when I get out of my bed. So I have like this shawl thing that I put on right away when I get out of bed so that I don't feel like crawling back in. I know that if my phone is on my nightstand and I can press snooze or stop without getting out of my bed, it's all over. So my phone stays across the room on my dresser, and I have to get out of bed to turn off my alarm before my children hear it and wake up. There's all kinds of little things like that that I do during my day, which are going to give my willpower that boost. They're like exercising that muscle so that I can make these things happen, even when my brain and my body are resisting these things sometimes. You can do it, right? So just take a little bit at a time, give yourself those little things that help. Set alarms on your phone, make a calendar on your fridge, like whatever you need to really make this happen. Okay. So let's do a quick reflection in the chat. What is one small change you could make today to strengthen your willpower? Something related to your life or your youth business. I really don't care which one it is. Willpower is just like that muscle we have to exercise no matter what in all aspects of our lives. What is one small change you could make today to strengthen your willpower? Which is that one little step that you can make yourself control something about your actions, your reactions, your habits, etc. Maybe it's you want to eat more apples, so you have an apple out on your counter every night so that in the morning you see it and you eat it, right? Maybe it's put your alarm on the other side of your bedroom so that you have to get out of bed to turn it off and then you won't keep snoozing in the morning, right? Like what is one little thing that you could do to exercise your willpower today, starting right now? Okay. Go ahead and share in the chat one little thing that you think you could do to practice that willpower and flex that muscle every day, right? And which of the 3 Ps do you feel is your biggest barrier right now? I would say for me, it is perfectionism because it affects my efficiency. So I love to have really high quality work, and I want to do all this special video editing and these things in Canva. And I want to, I want to like edit everything. And yes, I see right now in the chat, we overthink it and it slows us down and it stops us from posting. Some people don't want to put their face on social media because of perfectionism, right? Some people have a busy life and they're able to procrastinate these other tasks and things like that. So keep those 3 Ps in mind when you feel them in the background. How can we work through those and become more effective, more efficient, and just do it, right? Let's just get it done. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing in the chat. I like hearing from you all too. So our tech tip for today is related to kind of all these things that we're talking about. We want to work on prospecting in a natural and friendly way. And one way to do that is letting your personality shine via stories, right? So if you have your business account on Facebook and Instagram, it's really easy to just send little posts through to keep your algorithm very active, but also to vary your content. So if you are only posting like sales promos all the time on your stories, people aren't really engaged by that, right? But people do like to see the person behind the page, of the person behind the business. And one way to do that is by connecting with them in your stories with like little tidbits of things from your lives that don't necessarily have a product in them, right? So one way to make your stories kind of relatable and just showing like a snapshot of your life is to show your face and to avoid too much scripting. You can kind of have an idea of what you're going to talk about, but I wouldn't make it sound like super like prepared because it's supposed to be a very casual, fast way to post. Okay. Share life events that you think your target audience will connect with. So you want to maintain your privacy to a certain extent, right? Like I don't post pictures of my kids and stuff on there. Some people do. But you want to maintain your privacy. You want to maintain your professionalism, but you want to be real with your audience as well. So it's kind of finding that balance and making sure that the things that you're posting about are actually reaching your target audience that you want to bring in. All those things can be really helpful. Tell stories. You could see in one of the examples I have here, like if you turn on the captions on your video video and tell a story about something related to your target audience's needs. That can be very powerful. Just remember to keep it fun, to keep it light, keep it real, keep it casual. You want it to be appropriate for our brand representation, right? So we tend to be more positive, more, right, like more helpful, more focused on well-being. You want to keep it appropriate for our brand representation, but not too stuffy or formal, right? So it should be you, your real life, your real words. And then maybe you add some interactive things to it to encourage people to respond in the comments or to send you a message. You can post those little interactive question stickers, polls, things like that, using the sticker options, especially on Instagram. There's a lot of those. And it will post, you can post to both platforms one time. It hits both, which can be really time efficient and helpful. So just think of some little things during your day that you think your target audience would be interested in. You can brainstorm a list and just find those little moments in the day. It should take you a minute or less to just share something real with your audience that they will connect with. Okay, so sometimes we're doing demos, sometimes we're inviting people to look at a new reel, sometimes we're doing all these things, but also share part of your life in your stories, which is a good way for people to see you as a real person. Okay. All right, so that is our training for today. I want to go through our call to action. Make sure you have these things on your to-do list. So make sure you send your direct product link for either Harmony or Zen Meditation to Cesar today to join our challenge. Then to earn that free Marigold cream, that travel size Marigold cream, sell at least one Harmony Plus or Zen Meditation with your direct product link from your shopping site or with a PCC customer to receive that. And that's between now and Thursday. Focus on selling $300 in products and sets this week in general, especially talking about anti-stress. We know there's a lot of need for that. And just keep checking in on your April goals for Switzerland 2025 to meet your requirements for this month. Any questions? Okay, make sure those are all on your to-do list and hopefully some other ideas from today's webinar as well. And just remember, as we think about Switzerland 2025, Journey to the Origin. We just want to focus on each week a little more than the last, each month a little more than the last. Break those goals down in small, manageable bites so that we can achieve that big sandwich. Okay. All right. And just remember, we are here because doing good is good for us, and we want to keep sharing that message with other people. So thank you so much, everyone who is able to join us live and on the replay and on Facebook. And please let us know if you have any questions in the chat or in the comments, and we'd be happy to get back to you. And for those of you who are staying here live, just stay tuned for a couple of time-sensitive reminders.